Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Having a Ball podcast. This is your host, Ziva,
And your co-host Erica.
and today we are talking about the Red Skelton episode of Let's Talk to Lucy.
This one was it surprised me a little bit that they didn't talk about their past because they have so much of it together from the beginning of both of their careers. But it was really nice to listen to their friendship.
Oh, yeah, and I think I did not know nearly as much about Red Skelton as to say that I knew anything about him really would be a lie. But other that he's like really funny. But
Yeah.
man, just listing off the things that his hobbies,
His
the things that
talents.
he does, his talents. My goodness.
He's like a press photographer. He's an artist. I think she also spoke to his wife, Georgina
He's
Skelton.
also a hard artist.
Right. So everyone's just so multi-talented. And as I was looking down the list of films that they, both starred in, and when they first met was Having Wonderful Time in 1938. Um, so they go way
Lucy
back. Lucy,
and
Lucille,
okay, I
and
was
yeah.
wondering if you
No, not the
I was
wife.
like, I didn't think she acted.
No. And so that's when they have the big huge, like George Washington wigs and the big fluffy feathery outfits they both do. That's some of these still images from that movie, Having Wonderful Time. um and then they went on to appear together in Do Barry Was a Lady in 1943. And in that movie, do you know what song we get?
No.
Cole Porter's Friendship. Friendship, 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 just a perfect friendship.
No.
When other friendships,
You can't
no,
sing too much of it.
the one with
You can't afford that.
yeah, really. Lucy and Ethel, when they start ripping the dress off each other, that's the song they sing. Cole Porter's Friendship. It comes from the movie Do Barry Was a Lady.
Oh,
There's a show
okay.
called I Love Lucy, and
Okay, all right, all right.
and in it are
And
two
we're done.
characters.
We're done.
Yeah, but from this, the Red Skelton one, I think she was in Las Vegas interviewing him.
Mhm.
What did you take away from it? What did you love about it? I always, we
You
always
know,
find something.
I don't know if this is a love or it's not a love. It's not a criticism. It's more like a question. Was she putting out an ad for the taxi driver? Because
I
like, is this what ads are? What is this? It seems
Here's what
so random.
I didn't want to get into it until we like, went past Red Skelton, but
I'm sorry.
since we're here, I was waiting for maybe, and here he is, my friend so and so, the taxi driver, but it sounded like a total ad, like a phone number was next. But the
Yeah.
way she beautifully explained all these hard labor workers or everyday workers, really, like a maid or a janitor or someone who cleaned her backyard or a taxi driver. It was beautifully said. I just didn't understand
Didn't
why
understand why it was there.
why it was there. um
Maybe they needed to fill time.
yeah, because she spoke of, don't delay what you can do today for tomorrow, which is
Hmm.
always a nice thing to say.
I feel like that's gonna be my Word Wednesday quote
Yeah,
next
that's
week.
a really good one, isn't it? She, and she says she always lived by that motto because that's probably why she was very successful in what she did. Is she tried everything immediately when it, went into her mind. But yeah, it did feel like an ad for the taxi driver who picked her up.
So random, but it's okay. It's good. It's a good thing for that
It was
she's
very
doing for
sweet.
him, I guess. Um, I don't know. I loved that Red Skelton like meditated. I don't know. He just seemed so down to earth. Like there's a whole side of him that I want to learn about now because all I know of it's like Lucy when people just know of her as being funny and they don't
Right.
know about her whole background. And I just feel like he's got so much more that
Yeah, he
you know,
spoke of practicing 23 different religions, trying to find out
he was
which one,
learning them all and kind of just meshing them together,
trying to see
which I kind of
which
like.
bit of every one of them,
Hmm.
helps him throughout his life. But like I said, it was they also went on in the same year, 1943, in the movie Thousands Cheer. It was a wartime celebration of music and romance in which they both played themselves along with 28 other stars. So they have quite, the history together. In Ziegfeld Follies in 1945, Lucy and Red Skelton were in different segments. She was a showgirl, he was a lion tamer, or she was a lion tamer, and he was a TV spokesman for a miracle tonic laced with alcohol, which inspired
Vitamin.
yes,
Vitamin.
what she said. And then after that, they went on to before their both of them had huge television careers, The Fuller Brush Girl, in 1950, in which Lucille Ball takes over the lead, created by Red Skelton in The Fuller Brush Man in 1948. So that's, again, just part of their extensive history together.
And then I liked, what is it,
Georgina.
Georgina.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think she also seemed they seemed like a good fit because she seemed really down to earth and just, I like that she was there for her husband.
Very supportive.
Like that old song, Stand By Your Man. Like,
yeah.
She was that.
I get a lot of that when she interviews the wives of these successful men, usually.
Yeah, well, it's the time, right?
Yeah.
It's the sign of the times there.
So you have a lot of, quote unquote, stay at home moms or wives that are just very supportive of their husbands throughout their whole career.
Yeah. Well, I think we don't want to ruin too much more of it. We're supposed to be telling people to go listen to it. It's a good episode. Go listen. We'll just sit here and talk about
let's talk to Lucy. I mean, I think people have probably already moved on down the line because there's Vivian Vance, we got Barbara Streisand, we got others coming up, and then there's also a couple other, I think Turner Classic Movies had one podcast coming up, so there's a lot of options right now, Lucy related. But thanks guys for listening, and find us everywhere on Having a Ball podcast. Everywhere. We just exist.
We are here.
Thanks guys.
All right, bye.